Hey everyone! Which types of men do middle-aged women most easily fall for? Don't assume that just because middle-aged women have families and kids, they can't be attracted to someone new. In fact, at this age, their hearts are untold, their needs just become more genuine. In their 20 seconds and 30 seconds, love is driven by impulse. But by their 40 seconds and 50 seconds, after going through the daily grind of marriage and the ups and downs of relationships, they know exactly what they want. Their hormonal fluctuations are more pronounced, and their physical desires are even more direct than when they were younger. They just don't talk about them openly, they keep them tucked away in their hearts. Guys, have you ever wondered why some women who seem to have stable lives and no major family issues are unusually warm, even attached, to certain men? The answer is simple: those men happen to meet their most urgent needs in middle age. In spilling this secret, these are the 5 types of men middle-aged women are most likely to fall for. And the third one will definitely make you go wow once you hear it. Pay close attention. The first type: men who take care of her physical well-being. This is by far the type most likely to make a middle-aged woman's heart skip a beat. By middle age, a woman's body is nothing like it was in her youth. She works during the day, handles household chores at night, and keeps going non-stop. Her shoulders, a stiff back, and poor sleep are common. At this point, a man who notices her tiredness and genuinely cares about her body is worth more than 100 sweet nothings. You need to understand, changes in a middle-aged woman's body directly affect her mood. If no one notices how tired she is, she'll feel lonely and wronged. But if someone lends a hand, like handing her a glass of warm water, reminding her to rest, or even offering to rub her shoulders, her heart softens right away. A middle-aged woman's heart is simple: whoever cares for her body will earn her dependence, and that dependence slowly turns into affection. So what makes a man good at caring for her body? Let me give you real examples. If she says, "I've been having trouble sleeping lately," you don't brush her off with "go to bed earlier." Instead, you remember to remind her, "Drink a glass of warm milk before bed, and put your phone away." If she complains, "My back hurts so bad," you don't say "Duff it out." Instead, you grab a stool for her to sit on, rub her back, or even buy her a lumbar cushion. If she gets tired from shopping, you don't rush her with "Hurry up." Instead, you pull her to a seat and say, "Let's rest for a minute, I'll rub your feet." On cold days, if her hands are cold, you don't just tell her wear more clothes, you slip her hands into your own pockets to warm them up. These small gestures stay with a middle-aged woman for a long time. Don't underestimate a hug or a gentle pat on the back for them. This physical comfort is far more powerful than sweet talk. In that moment, she'll know you truly care. Let me paint a scene for you. She comes home from work, collapses onto the couch, rubbing her calves and sighing. You walk over and say softly, "You must be exhausted, let me rub your legs." She might initially say, No, I can do it myself." But when your hands work out the tight muscles in her legs and her body relaxes, her heart softens too. Guys, this isn't just a massage, you're planting a seed of dependence in her heart. Over time, she'll turn to you when she's in trouble, lean on you when she's tired, and that's how feelings start to grow. But I need to warn you, caring for her body must come from genuine kindness. You can't use concern as an excuse to take advantage. Middle-aged women are extremely perceptive. They can tell right away if you're being sincere or insincere. Genuine care will earn you her dependence and affection. If you have an ulterior motive, she'll just pull away in disgust. So remember, middle-aged women don't want empty gestures, they want warmth that actually eases their tiredness. Whoever can give that will be the first to win her heart. The second type: men who make her feel secure. Younger women might be drawn to handsome, charming guys, but by middle age, after weathering life's storms, the thing they fear most isn't being unloved, but having no one to rely on. A man who makes her feel steady and safe is more attractive than anything else. Middle-aged women are full of contradictions. On one hand, aging makes them less confident about their appearance and body. On the other, life's pressures make them fear uncertainty about the future. If a man comes along who feels stable and reliable, someone who doesn't lose his temper easily and won't leave without warning, she'll can't help but lean on him. This sense of stability is more real to a middle-aged woman than any romance. So what makes a man secure? First, emotional stability. Middle-aged women rate emotional time bombs. If you snap and throw things at the drop of a hat, she'll only feel tired and want to avoid you. But if she's anxious and you stay calm, hand her a glass of water, give her a reassuring hug and say, "Don't panic, I'm here," she'll feel grounded right away. Second, keeping your word. Middle-aged women no longer believe empty promises, they only trust actions. For example, if you say, "I'll take you to the movies this weekend," don't make last-minute excuses to back out. If she says, "The sink is broken," don't just say, "I'll handle it," and then do nothing. This reliability makes her feel like she can count on you. Third, being responsible and reliable. It's not about how much money you have, it's about showing up when she needs you. If she's swamped at work, you help her work through the problem instead of just saying, "Don't think about it." If there's an emergency at her home, you rush over to help. This presence is the most direct form of security. Why do middle-aged women grow attached to such men? Because at this age they no longer chase radical love, they just want stability. They want someone to let them know even if they're no longer young, there's still someone who's willing to stay with them and protect them. This sense of safety helps them relax, both emotionally and physically. After all, only when they feel safe will they let their guard down completely. Let me share a real example. A friend of mine, nearly 50, has to walk a stretch of unlit road after work. She mentioned to a male friend once, "I get a little scared walking alone at night." To her surprise, from then on, whenever he was free, he'd wait for her at the intersection and say, "I'll walk you home." It was such a small thing, but she slowly grew attached to him. She said, "It's not that he's perfect, it's that every time I see him waiting for me under the street outside, I feel so safe." Guys, security isn't just talk, it's built through consistent actions. Middle-aged women see right through you. They know if you're really stable or just putting on an act. If you can keep making her feel secure, she'll slowly open her heart to you. After all, for middle-aged women, stability is more precious than anything. The third type, men who understand her desires and satisfy them. Here's the key: this is the type of man who can make a middle-aged woman fall deeply, even become inseparable from him. Many men have a misunderstanding. They think by their 40 seconds or 50 seconds, women's desires fade. Even that middle-aged women are not interested in sex. That's completely wrong. In fact, the opposite is true. Middle-aged women's emotional and physical needs become more genuine and intense. Why? Because at this stage, they've been weighed down by family responsibilities and daily chores for so long. They have so many unexpressed emotions, and they crave someone who can unlock their hearts and awaken their physical desires. But due to pride and traditional norms, they won't say it outright, they'll only send subtle cues. Once a man recognizes these cues and satisfies both her emotional and physical needs, she'll fall hard. So what makes a man understand her desires? First, he picks up on her subtle cues. A middle-aged woman won't say, "I need you" directly, but she'll tell you with her eyes, tone, and actions. When she talks to you, her gaze lingers a little longer, her voice softens. She might unconsciously fix her hair or lean closer. If you notice these cues and respond, she'll think, "He gets me." Second, he's patient and knows how to guide. Middle-aged women care more about the process than the result. They need a man who's patient, who can calm her emotions slowly and help her relax step by step. If you're in a hurry to get to the point, you'll only make her feel disrespected and misunderstood. But if you first chat with her, rub her shoulders, and wait for her to fully relax before getting closer, she'll feel comfortable. Third, he's attentive and prioritizes her feelings. For example, if she says, "I'm a little cold," you don't just say, "Put on more clothes," you take off your jacket and put it around her. During intimate moments, you pay attention to her reactions. If she seems nervous, you pause and ask, "Is this okay?" This her first attitude makes her feel valued and cherished. Let me set the scene. She comes home from work, slumps on the couch in a daze, looking drained. You don't rush to ask what's wrong. Instead, you go to the kitchen, pour her a glass of warm honey water, and sit gently beside her, patting her hand. You say, "You had a tough day, didn't you?" She might just nod and say nothing, but her heart is already warm. Then you rub her shoulders, and she slowly closes her eyes, her breathing softening. At this point, if you chat with her about small, everyday things in a gentle tone, she'll let her guard down completely. In this moment, it's not just her body that relaxes, her heart draws closer to yours too. Why do middle-aged women get hooked on such men? Emotionally, she finally feels like someone understands her unspoken needs. She's no longer lonely. Physically, she feels cared for, and that long-lost sense of pleasure makes her dependent. For middle-aged women, understanding is more important than loving. Whoever can satisfy both her emotional and physical needs will make her unable to let go. But I need to emphasize this: satisfaction isn't just about physical needs, it's built on understanding and respect. If you only care about your own pleasure and ignore hers, she'll find you gross and selfish. But if you first understand her emotions, then care for her body, she'll fall in love with you from the bottom of her heart. The fourth type: men who make her feel admired. When they were young, women would get compliments on the street: you're beautiful, great figure. But by middle age, those compliments fade. Even their partners barely glance at them. This gap hits middle-aged women hard. What they fear most isn't the wrinkles from time, it's feeling invisible, like they're no longer desirable. Women are born craving admiration, and middle-aged women are no exception. They don't want to act young, they want to prove, even at this age, I'm still attractive. I still deserve to be loved. At this point, a man who sincerely compliments her, even something simple like "this shirt looks great on you" or "you have such a lovely smile," will make her heart feel sweet for days. So what makes a man good at admiring her? First, he notices her small changes. If she gets a new haircut, you don't ignore it, you say, "This haircut makes your face look slimmer, you look younger." If she buys a new dress, you don't say "it's okay," you say, "this color brings out your elegance, it's perfect for you." These small details stick in a middle-aged woman's mind because they show you're actually paying attention to me. Second, he appreciates her inner grace. Middle-aged women may not be as physically youthful, but time gives them a unique charm: eloquent speech, calmness in handling things, gentleness with others. If you compliment her, "you talk so clearly, chatting with you is so easy," or "you handle things so calmly," or "I amazing," she'll think he gets me, not just my looks. Third, he affirms her during intimate moments. Middle-aged women may feel insecure about their bodies, worried about weight gain, or losing their appeal. But if you lean in and say softly, "You're so feminine like this," or "I think you look amazing right now," she'll regain her confidence instantly. This feeling of being desired will make her heart race. A reader shared with me she's nearly 50 and takes great care of her appearance every day. But her husband always says, "Why bother at your age?" Later, she met a male friend who, every time they saw each other, would say, "That lipstick color looks perfect on you," or "this necklace really suits you." She said, "It's not that he's a great talker, it's that every time he compliments me, I think I still have these good qualities. I haven't felt this valued in so long." Slowly, she grew attached to him. Why do middle-aged women like men who admire them? Because with such men, they rediscover that long-lost sense of self-worth and still desirable. Once that confidence returns, they'll be more willing to get closer to you because when they're with you, they feel and still the woman who deserves to be loved. But be careful, admiration must be sincere, not empty flattery. If she's gained weight and you say you're not fat at all, eat more, she'll just think you're fake. But if you say, "You look so healthy right now, this suits you," she'll feel your sincerity. Remember, middle-aged women hate insincere compliments, only genuine admiration will touch their hearts. The fifth type: men who bring passion and novelty. Most middle-aged women's lives are routine: drop the kids off, go to work, buy groceries, cook, clean, no surprises, no anticipation. Life is as bland as plain water. Deep down, they crave a little spark of something different. At this point, a man who brings novelty, who makes her think life can be this fun, will easily attract her. You need to understand middle-aged women aren't afraid of getting older, they're afraid of life becoming so dull it numbs them. They want to rediscover that heart-racing feeling from their youth, to feel like a young girl again. Whoever helps them do that will become the special one in their hearts. So what makes a man bring novelty? First, she is funny and witty. Middle-aged women are stressed if you can tell a joke, share a funny story, make her laugh, and help her forget her worries for a while. She'll feel being with you is so easy. For example, if she complains work was so tiring today, you don't say everyone is tired, you say let's skip cooking tonight. She'll take you to that hot pot place you've been wanting to try. You deserve a treat. One sentence can turn her mood around. Second, she's a little playful, not mean, just mischievous enough to break the routine. If she says I've never been to a bar, you can say let's go to that cozy bar this week and listen to some music. Try something new. If she sticks to the same work-home routine, you can say let's leave early today, while ride bikes in the park and watch the sunset. These small adventures make her feel excited. Third, he helps her try new things. It doesn't have to be grand, even small changes to her daily habits work. If she eats breakfast at home every day, you can take her to the corner cafe and say try their sandwich, it's better than what we make at home. If she only watches soap operas, you can recommend an interesting documentary and watch it with her, chatting as you go. These little changes make her feel like life has a new flavor. A friend of mine who got divorced in middle age met a man who took her to small niche bookstores, taught her to make handmade pottery, even took her camping to stargaze. She said, "It's not that these things are amazing, it's that being with him makes me feel alive again. And not just the lady who cooks and cleans anymore." Slowly she fell in love with him. Why do middle-aged women become infatuated with men who bring novelty? Because these men reawaken their inner girl. In the monotony of daily life, someone suddenly shows them a different world, and that long-lost excitement becomes addictive. Remember, middle-aged women don't want grand romance, they want someone who's willing to put in the effort to add a little color to their lives. But I need to warn you, novelty isn't a one-time trick, it's about long-term care. If you only pretend to be fun at first, then go back to being indifferent, she'll be even more disappointed. But if you genuinely want to make her happy, even small, occasional surprises shall remember your kindness forever. Guys, to sum it all up, middle-aged women aren't want the most handsome or richest man, they want the one who understands them best. These 5 types of men may seem different, but they all share one core: they meet her most genuine needs in middle age, being cared for, feeling secure, being understood, being admired, and feeling alive. Finally, I want to ask you, which type do you think you are? Or which type do the middle-aged women in your life seem most drawn to? Don't be shy, share your stories and thoughts in the comments, let's talk about it. No matter which type you are, the key is sincerity. If you can be genuine, understand her, and care for her, even if you're not the best, you'll become the most special person in her heart. That's it for today's share. I hope after reading this, guys will understand middle-aged women better, and women will be clearer about what they want. If you found this useful, don't forget to like and follow. Let's chat next time.